Hello and welcome to Media Canvas, a show in which I consume a piece of media and then review it. 5 years ago, I did a review on Pokemon Go that was extremely rambly. We had an entirely different gym system, no raids, no trading, no PvP, and the servers seemed to go down every few hours. Since that time, we've had many changes that have come along now to really expand upon the game, adding many reasons to play now. Having gained access to the beta back then, I had a lot of excitement for the game that will not always holding up through this entire 5 years. As a fan of Pokemon, is still there in many ways. The game still maintains some of the excitement of going out, taking a walk, finding a new Pokemon in the world. The augmented reality settings have improved that feeling greatly. This is because you can use it to take pictures of yourself beside your favorite Pokemon, have an interaction, feel like the Pokemon's there in the world in numerous different ways. That excitement has kept my enjoyment of the game 5 years on and probably into the future, at least until all the Pokemon are released. That way I can complete my Pokedex. So, breaking back to the review I did 5 years ago, and I'm going to probably reference a lot here, none of the improvements I wanted back then still apply. They redid the gym system, they've added other player interaction, there's more Pokemon in the world as a whole for you to see and catch. Most of the game has changed in some way. The one thing I forgot I wanted back then was the ability to just see Pokemon on the screen where your collection is, to see the candy there, so you knew how much you needed. Looking back, that's a bad idea. For some Pokemon, I have thousands of candy, and it would quickly make the entire game feel clunky and cluttered. The appearance of the game now is mostly better than it was when it came out. There are a couple oddities here and there, but they did a massive model update to all of the Pokemon, and the textures look far better, more like what you'd be familiar with if you've played the game since they moved to 3D models. The interface has been cleaned up multiple times in multiple spots to keep it looking crisp and clean, even if some places like the metals can sometimes be like, oh boy, that's a kind of a mess. But even then, you can still see and understand what's going on with your interface. The world still feels a bit barren at times. If I'm completely honest, though, that barren, dead world is an aesthetic that has prevented the overall gameplay when you're trying to click on a Pokemon from becoming overly clunky. You don't have to worry about anything in your way to click on the Pokemon you're trying to click on, which is much appreciated. Completing the Pokedex, the collection aspect of the game, at times has proven to be wonderfully annoying. Other times, it does not feel great. Some Pokemon being regional, only found in certain parts of the world, it encourages travel and or trading with other individuals. The rating has added an extra level of cool factor to legendary Pokemon. They feel like something you have to work for, like catching them and finding them in the games the one chance you get, even though legendaries in Pokemon Go are much more common. That being said, there have been times where the entire game feels like a money grab. Um, the Mega Evolutions, when they were first released, felt money grabby. They're a little bit better now, but not great because you have to continue to spend money on raid passes to get more Mega Candy. The most recent thing that almost made me stop playing the game completely for 2 months, even though I was still opening it a little bit, was a Happiny with a costume that was only available in eggs. I personally hatched over 100 eggs over the course of that entire event. I never got the halfpenny. Several other collection completionists I know did a similar number of eggs and also never saw the halfpenny. This problem happens from time to time with the game. It feels like they're trying to capitalize on the players and just make money. A fantastic move they did make from 5 years ago was changing the entire gym system. They tossed the old one out with its weird leveling up nonsense with the bad battle system. Well, the bad battle system still persists. I still can't ever manage to dodge attacks successfully. The way it's changed doesn't prevent you from placing Pokemon in gyms for coins. You can battle a few times and take over the gym as long as no one's feeding it berries, but it's much easier to do now. You can have access to the gyms. The raids have been added to the gym system, kind of, because they're located at gyms. It still uses that bad battle system, but gives you a reason to power Pokemon up. In the first several months of the game, the only reason to power stuff up was those few Pokemon you'd throw in that weird level up system of the gyms to basically hold the gym indefinitely, if at all possible. It was a waste of resources otherwise, because there wasn't really a reason to need higher power things. Player interaction was huge when the game first came out, just because everyone was super excited. You'd have somebody be like, oh, there's this rare Pokemon, there's a Dratini, and a rush of people would charge across the park to all go catch that Dratini. And that was super exciting. Everybody was always looking out for, announcing, hey, there's this rare Pokemon here, and having that excitement. There's almost none of that now. However, community days, raiding, and PvP have continued some of that interaction. In some aspects, the community days and raiding have been great for a whole community as a whole, outside of some stupid people doing stupid things. People interact with each other and talk while they're waiting for a raid or checking to see how many shinies you've gotten on a community day. PvP, on the other hand, gave us a slightly better battle system that is not used in the gyms. And it's had kind of a toxic effect on the community. For one, it drives a very negative feeling into the game for those who don't play a lot, because they don't have the very best options available for PvP. The second factor is that depending on where the Pokemon you might use for PvP can be obtained, it feels very much like another cash grab. Needing to raid for PvP Pokemon, getting the one that's actually super high ranked, getting enough candy for an extra move on legendaries, feels very much like a cash grab. I have a good group of people I interact with on the PvP side of things that have had a fantastic bit of encouragement for me to not give up, to take losses in stride, and they've maintained my enjoyment of PvP for the most part, despite the fact that it can at times feel incredibly frustrating. Microtransactions did not feel necessary when I first started playing the game. As time has gone by, I don't honestly know how feasible it is to take that stance anymore. For starters, we have Pokemon that are only obtainable from raids, which have a cost to them unless you use your daily pass to get a new raid every day. Secondly, in order to have enough Pokemon storage and bag space to have a complete living dex and have the resources to catch Pokemon and heal them and the like, you need to expand those storage systems. You can probably slowly but surely upgrade them just using coins you get from gyms, but it's not the most convenient way to do it because sometimes you don't get your daily coins from gyms. Beyond that, they've added several paid events, such as Pokemon Go Fest, an early release to a raid Pokemon, or special events like the Kanto Tour that have given people access to regional Pokemon And special shinies, it's just one of those things where it's hard to say, yeah, you can either wait for a trade with somebody in Japan for a Farfetch'd, or you can pay for this special event and now you've got access to it. So at least a little bit of microtransactions is probably necessary now. The game added community events, friends, and trading, encouraging further growth to the very best thing Pokemon Go did when it was initially released. Interactions with other people in a positive experience over a thing many had a great love for as kids, and many kids today still have a great love for. For me personally, this makes up for a lot of the negative. I keep coming back to the game to share that excitement of a new Pokemon with others time and time again. Which is why, despite its many issues, I give Pokemon Go a 4 out of 5. Thanks for watching or listening. You can subscribe as always, or follow me on social media at DAMEKAGE. Until next time.